We're at the National Science Learning Centre in York for the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Awards 2013.
So we're very glad to have Gratnells back here for the fourth time, the National Science Learning Centre, and the fifth time they've done the awards. I'm a judge of the awards as well, so it's been really, really important for us to tie our event up with Gratnells and to really show how important technicians are through the award system it is.
I'm delighted to be here just because I know how hard science technicians work behind the scenes, and it's great to be able to sort of celebrate and acknowledge those people working away to make science education happen. Okay, so I'm delighted to be able to be part of the prestigious Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award. This award, like I said before, acknowledges you guys and celebrates the outstanding work that's being done by hundreds of technicians around the country. All too often goes unrecognised, but without your dedication and the high standard of work that you produce in your role, science wouldn't happen and couldn't happen in the way that it does. To be able to be so well organised, so creative throughout the UK, throughout schools and academies throughout the UK. So thank you. It's now in its fifth year, like that showed. The Gratnells Awards it's become the premier award for science technicians around the country. And what better way to acknowledge it than by celebrating you and your outstanding achievements by picking out three winners and celebrating with them in front of all of you guys. So I'd like to ask Murray Hudson, MD of Gratnells, to come and join me to present the awards.
Thank you very much.
Yet again, the standard of nominations was really high. And it seems to, from the sounds of it, it seems to grow and grow each year. But after much deliberation, the judges came to a decision. I think it was even tougher this year than it is normally. So I'm delighted to announce, in reverse order, the winners of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award 2013. So third prize for this, the winner comes from a 500-pupil independent school in Liverpool, where she's been in her role for 5 years. Described by her head of science as someone who's not frightened to pull him up and tell him off if the need arises, but also as 100% reliable, hugely enthusiastic, as well as a stickler when it comes to health and safety. So our third place winner also runs a junior science club during lunch breaks. But even away from work, science is still very much on her mind. In her spare time, she volunteers for the British Science Association at a sci-bar in Liverpool. Sounds interesting. Held at a pub, usually the Ship and Meter, hopefully no ghosts there. This monthly event consists of a short talk from a scientist or specialist on their area of research and followed by a Q&A session and possibly a drink or two. So I'm delighted to announce this year's third prize winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award is Elizabeth Shaw from St Mary's College, Crosby in Liverpool. Congratulations, my dear. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just tell me the sidebar sessions that you run. They sound interesting. How do you first of all find your the speakers, and first of all, and secondly, what topics are being discussed?
Well, the last one we had was actually our quiz on Tuesday, and I couldn't be there because I'd gone to the Royal Society in London. But the one before that was on infectious diseases in Afghanistan. Next month is history of astrophotography in the Northwest. And then we've got one on bees and one on ants coming up in the rest of the year. But basically, I hassle people a lot on Twitter and on Facebook, and I've built up a really good network of contacts in Liverpool with the universities and other people. So the word's getting out there gradually and gradually. I'm getting more and more followers on Twitter, so more people to ask.
And if anyone knows anyone.
If anyone's in Liverpool and wants to come and do a talk, let me know.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you
and
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's have a little photo. Second prize. This person, we're going up to a college north of the border, 7 miles west of Glasgow, for this year's runners-up, where we find the first ever Scottish-placed winner. Yeah, we've never had a Scot before.
No, we've never had a Scot before.
One of the qualities of our runner-up, highlighted by her nominator, was her resourcefulness. On one occasion, not deterred by failing to source a specific model requested by a lecturer, a fluid mosaic model of a cell membrane, quite specific, she went away and made her own. The lecture was delivered and the students' learning experience was enhanced. And we're told that when it comes to buying in of supplies, our runner-up has a canny eye for the best deal for goods and services for the science department. Added to these qualities, her outstanding knowledge, understanding and support across all the science-based courses make her a very worthy runner-up this year. So it's my pleasure to announce that the second prize winner for the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year 2013 is Linda Wilson from Clydebank Campus, West College, Scotland.
Yay.
Congratulations, congratulations. So when you designed this, this model, did you, where did you go and look for that as a resource?
First I looked on the internet for drawings of the fluid mosaic model. I'd been looking in the catalogues, all the catalogues, and I couldn't find like a 3D model because a plasma membrane model is quite a hard thing for the students to get a grip of. But I always think when you can see something, it sticks in your mind much better. So I just went about making a 3D model from clay, modelling clay, and different bits and pieces, some matches, just whatever I had to hand, made it all and labelled it all. So then when the lecturer presents it to the class, then they can actually see how it would work in the proteins and things and the membrane and everything. So yeah, I figured if I can't buy it, I might as well make one.
Incredibly resourceful. Anyway, congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
That's the real stuff.
So finally, we come to the winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award for 2013. Now, last time the Gratnells team headed up north to Liverpool to find their winner. But this year, they had to travel south to meet the winner, who is a chief technician and STEM coordinator in an Essex school with 1,250 students. Nominated by her head of science, our winner is described as being extremely helpful and flexible, a vital trait for a technician in a dynamic science department, and a paragon of efficiency, as well as having a magic touch. That's lovely. So the Gratnells team went down to Dagenham to meet and film our winner and her nominator, and in a moment you can watch the interviews and see for yourself why this technician came out on top. So without further delay, before this, it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award 2013, Angela Ridout. Congratulations.
Thank you
There
very
you
much.
go.
Thank you.
Big winner on there. Now, I also have a question for you. Put you on the spot here. Put you on the spot. In the video that we're about to see in a minute,
Yes.
you did something on an elephant's toothpaste experiment.
Yes.
I hear there was a stain on the ceiling.
Yeah, I didn't put a black plastic bag on the ceiling because I thought it was high enough, and I've now got a nice iodine stain on a brand new classroom ceiling. But I've just recently done it as a demonstration in a primary school assembly, and I had ceilings this high, so it didn't hit the ceiling this time.
And you're obviously enthusiastic about your job, and also in CPD. any advice that you'd give to anyone looking to develop their role as a science technician?
Just keep going on doing CPD. I couldn't have done or got where I am today without all the encouragement from here, because this is where I've done all my CPD. And I've just enjoyed it so much. And every time I come, I take back something new that I've never seen before, and I introduce it to the department. And then we're now using those experiments in the school.
And in a minute, you've got to rush off and do a workshop, run a workshop. But first of all, I think we just want to watch the video.
I'm with Amanda Hazel Rayner, who's the head of science here at Dagenham Park School. What was it that really impressed you about Angie that she was to become, the best technician in the country?
Angie has been with us a number of years. She was with us originally and left to work at a different school, and we managed to get her back again because she was so good. Since then, she's been on a number of courses at York University at the Science Learning Centre, and from there she's just gone from strength to strength. She runs the technician team very well. She's always very efficient. She's also started doing extra roles alongside her technician role, coming into the classroom to help us with demonstrations, giving CPD on how to do different experiments or do experiments different ways, maybe using slightly less chemicals for the staff. And she's also set up the science club with the students from our school, along with William Ford, our local primary school, and they're doing the Bronze Crest Award, and she coordinates all of that and coordinates the science teachers to join in, and also coordinates the maths team and the technology team as well to get involved as part of the whole STEM experience for the students. She's also started to run a gardening club, which is her latest venture, and again, a lot of the students are joining that and enjoying working out how to grow their own vegetables.
It's certainly a pretty impressive list of achievements, but obviously working at the Science Learning Centre has obviously improved her work here in Dagenham.
Oh, yes, completely, no end. She's come back with so many ideas, so many different ways to do experiments, and different ways to organise us as well, which has really, really helped to make the whole thing very efficient.
So a really worthy winner.
Absolutely, yes. Well done, Angie.
I'm Murray Hudson, the Managing Director of Gratnells, and this year I've come to Dagenham Park School in East London, the home of the latest winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award. That winner is Angie Ridout. She is the Chief Science Technician of the school. Angie, I understand that you didn't even know you'd won this year.
No, I'd heard that Linda Wilson had come second, and for about 3 weeks after that I'd heard nothing. So I went to my mother's for Easter, and while I was at my mother's house I got a phone call from the head of science to give me the good news.
I heard you got slightly emotional.
I burst out crying and screamed the house down.
Well, I'm sure the prizes are worth having. Now, I also understand that you've been a technician here for 11 years, but you had a previous job before that.
Yes, I did. I was a children's entertainer.
A clown, no less.
Yes, and my stage name was Angie Pangie.
And has that helped you here in Dagenham?
Yes, I think a good sense of humour is necessary, and with my other two colleagues, Karen and Steve, the three of us all work together really well, and we're a fantastic team.
So what do you love about being a science technician?
I just like the variety, the different subjects, the different experiments. My new thing is that I've been going into the classrooms a lot more and demonstrating, and I love working with the children. And I currently run the STEM club on a Monday, and I've just started a new club on a Thursday, which is a STEM garden and allotment club. So I'm getting more and more involved with the pupils.
And you're also involved with the next door school as well?
Yes, William Ford, our feeder school, they come in on a Monday to STEM club, and they will be getting an invite to the New Year Sixes in September to be involved in the gardening club as well.
We've heard so many exciting things about what you've done, so you're definitely a very worthy winner this year.
It's all been a lot down to my support of my department and the other technicians, and also the Science Learning Centre, because over the last 2.5 years I've done so much training here in York, and one of those being the Stacks course, which I highly recommend to senior technicians, and also the 6 experienced technician courses as well, which I've just finished as well. So,
Plugs indeed for
yeah,
the Science Learning Centre. Anyway, congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Good morning everybody. Today I will be doing a hydrogen peroxide chemistry experiment, but in techie terms, elephant's toothpaste. So firstly, I'm going to be using hydrogen peroxide, and we're going to pour this into a 2-litre drinks bottle. Next, I will be adding some washing up liquid. There we go. Now, in order for this practical to work, we need a catalyst, which today I will be using potassium iodide. And what is going to happen, the potassium iodide is going to cause the hydrogen peroxide to decompose. And what we will then see produced is we will see the hydrogen peroxide develop into water and oxygen. Now, you only need a really small amount of hydrogen peroxide to produce a large amount of oxygen. So the washing up liquid is going to cause it to make lots and lots of bubbles and lots of foam. So let's see this in action. Woohoo! Oh. And there we are, elephant's toothpaste. We've also got steam because of an exothermic reaction, so it's nice and warm, so no touching the foam. Thank you very much.
Absolutely brilliant. I don't know if anyone would have spotted the stain on the ceiling if they hadn't actually.
No. Thanks for putting that in there.
Anyway, congratulations again.
Indeed.
We just need to pose for another photo.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks.
really well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Well, thank you all so much for being here, and congratulations to our 3 winners. And we hope that many people will enter again for next year's awards. You know where the forms are. I think you've been told about them, haven't you?
Thank you very much, Jheni, for having a little chat to us and giving out those awards. Talking about next year, we've actually got some really quite serious prizes this time. For the first time, we're actually going to be sending a science technician and their partner to Iceland. So there's a holiday for the winner next year. We've also got about 3,000 quid's worth of prizes. All the leading people, Scientific and Chemical, Tim Starr, Philip Harris, are all actually putting their hands in their pockets and getting out some big numbers, £750 worth from Philip Harris. So it's going to be definitely worthwhile next year. Thank you to Simon, who works here, the Science Learning Centres, as ever, for doing an absolute cracking job. And we love coming up here, and I hope to see you all again next year. Goodbye.
Being the first prize winner, amazing. I'm so excited, and it just means so much to me, and I'm chuffed to pieces.
My name's Tracy, and I'm honoured to have been the first winner of the Gratnells Tech of the Year. I won in 2009. I think it was a stepping stone to me securing the job that I now have, where I'm the technician at the Cayman-Previn High School in the Cayman Islands, Caribbean.
I was last year's winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year award. It opened quite a few doors for me, including I had an interview for a school in Brussels, and they actually mentioned in the interview that it was one of the reasons why they asked to give me an interview. I was successful, and I start there in August this year as the head technician.
The last 9 months has been completely awesome. I get to spend my days working in a great school with like a fantastic team of people, and I get to spend my weekends snorkeling with turtles.
If you wanted to develop your role as a science technician, I would advise continuing your professional development as in CPD. It's essential. It just makes you feel so much more confident in your job because you gain so much more knowledge from doing these hands-on things, especially at the Science Learning Centre, which it is, all the practicals are hands-on and you can have a go at everything, and it's just encouraged me so much to take these experiments back to my school.